The Muslim Council of Sri Lanka has recently dispatched aid for the displaced communities in the north. What is it that prompted you to mobilize your community on this scale to collect and send relief items to these people?
The Muslim Council has a experience which it has gained from the tsunami as well as the Muzur incidents of mobilizing its grassroots level organizations and people to an emergency like this. And we felt that we are quite capable of doing it, and there is a duty as a Muslim to help somebody who's in trouble. So what we did is immediately mobilize all the mosques as collection centers and ask the people to send in whatever they could, the new items and things like that. And also we started collecting money for whatever is needed. That is how we set this about.
Okay. So what sort of response did you get from the people?
I think the people responded very quickly, very dramatically, and with a lot of emotion. Because the Muslim community has been a victim of this, and they knew the suffering that somebody undergoes when you are displaced from your own home, from your family. So they were able to get this feeling and forget about what happened, say, in Jaffna or in Mutur, and go to help. And that was voluntary, tremendously voluntary.
But do you think there is a role for civil society beyond just the provisional aid?
I think the civil society has to bring about understanding between the youth of different communities, the people. I believe the older generation, they can converse. But I came across drastic situations where a Sinhalese and a Tamil could not communicate. So we need to build bridges. We need to do that. And I believe that is where the people-to-people contact processes has to be initiated and practiced by the civil society. And then the thoughts from the bottom can be taken up to the peace table or round table where the discussions will be ultimately which will settle the problem.
So you believe that it must start with the youth? It
must start with the youth because they are the people who are going to run this country, say, in the next generation. And if their voice is not heard, if they can't communicate, if they can't, a Tamil youth can't communicate with the Sinhalese, we have problems. I feel there Muslims have a tremendous advantage because we speak virtually all three languages, and we can be the medium, the most effective medium to come between the two and bring about understanding, which is fundamental.
And finally, are there any future plans that the MCSL has made in order to continue your support for the displaced communities?
What we are doing is we have been basically supplying relief items, cooking food and supplying cooked meals, both in now recently in Pulmune as well as in Vavuniya. And we are now getting ready for medical supplies. We have got collections from abroad as well, from local communities, from the Tamils and Muslims as well, to buy drugs and establish medical services. We have our own organizations which have medical teams, plus ambulances, plus medicine. By next week, we move into supplying medical aid because the food needs may come down because the government is taking over. And we'll be very happy to give whatever assistance they need in whatever form because of the experience that we have gained at tsunami plus Mothur. You see, we can always sort of mobilize ourselves to whatever we can do.
So will there be members of your community going to those areas and being a part of that process?
We have, our membership is over 100 organizations and we have volunteers on the ground. If volunteers are needed, we will be there if there is permission. But medical permission is there. We are working with some of the groups and some of the people are already there. So they will continue to be there. And we will anyway on our own monitor what is happening and wherever possible help the government to get this task done better whenever possible.